What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. My name is Jalza from Jalza FC, and today we have the best Bundesliga players of FIFA 21. We'll go through goalkeepers, fullbacks, centerbacks, defensive midfielders, box-to-box, cams, wingers, left wing, right wing, as well as your strikers. And at the end of the video, we'll go to a squad builders portion. So for each section, we have cheap, mid-tier, and expensive. Without further ado, before we begin, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and comment about what kind of video you would like next. Would you want a Serie A version? Yeah, so let's get to it. So goalkeepers, you want them to have mainly fantastic diving, reflexes, and positioning, but also important are the traits. Important ones include rushes out of goal for if you're playing a high line, and GK long throw to start counterattacks. Keep in mind that the goalkeeper basic chem style only does a +5 on each stat, with the exception of reflexes now, so it's not as OP as previous iterations of FIFA. Size wise, you want your goalkeepers to be at least 6'2 to 6'3, though the bigger ones have better, larger frames. They might be an inch slower when you're getting onto the ground for low drivens. So for cheap, we have Castiles. He's 6'6", and because of his frame, covering more of the goal might be better for saving long finesse shots, far post shots. But again, might be at a disadvantage for low drivens, which are very effective this year. I'd go for Trapp though, because of how more well-rounded he is in stats and the useful traits for my playstyle. For mid, we have Berkey. He has the rushes out of goal trait, but that Goleshi lacks. But I'll go with the latter as playing out from the back, hitting long balls to your wingers, your CDMs, and open spaces is something I do from time to time. So Golashi wins for me. For pricey options, between Sommer and Neuer, there's really no comparison because they're both in different price brackets. Manuel's a top 4 keeper in game for me. Between Sommer and Golashi, I'd actually go for Golashi because I think Sommer is quite a bit short for a GK. And for a GK, you want him to be commanding in the box, to be aerially dominant, so that your Virgil van Dijks won't just run into the box, crouch your keeper, and score a goal, because the hitting is a bit more effective this year. So picking them all, Trapp, Golashi, and Neuer. Golashi, even if we compare him to Jan Sommer. For centerbacks, pace is the most important. Let's not kid ourselves here, even more so for my highline style, where I need centerbacks who can track back and recover well from your Mbabes and Ben Yedders and Douglas Costas. So that's why Konate and Akanji's pace with an anchor cam style is minimum if you want to actually compete on some level. Other than that, key defense stats, interceptions, strength, defensive awareness. Some dribbling might be good to get out of tricky pressing situations. Hernandez I really like, as he seems great with a shadow and has some technical and ball playing abilities that I really dig. Saint Juste, with a shadow he has 95 pace if you're a psycho, but I think an anchor will suffice. Upamecano is a destroyer type, so great strength, great high and stocky bulky frame, bully frame, great sprint speed. Klostermann's the meta Saint Juste with great defense and physical, so that'll be my go-to center back if I'm going to stick to Bundesliga long term. That's Klostermann, of course. Alaba's probably one of the best ball-playing rare goal center backs. What he lacks for in strength and aggression, he makes up for in reactions, composure, great shot passing, which might be more key than you realize. Upamecano in form is very pricey, but probably one of the best meta center backs that you can get for a while, with a shadow, 90 pace, 91 defending. Defensive awareness is not the same level of his other stats though, but all in all, he's a cracking center back. Best out of the each, if I had to pick, I'll go for Akanji, Hernandez, and Klostermann. Left backs. So for fullbacks, agility is something that's very important, something that #Harry has also co-signed on. Agility for turning in tight spaces on the flanks, because when you're running and at that narrow position, you want to either be an inverted wing back, or you want to beat the man, and a level of dribbling consistency and skill is required for those situations. Turning in tight spaces on the flanks, pace for recovering against and beating your opponent's flank, and stamina. Saint Graven here, he covers most with a shadow, but is kind of bad stamina. Schulz is probably the first serious left back here with anchor, but I don't think his stamina that much. However, I think a lot of players have a stamina decrease, so that can be kind of an issue or not if looking at the wide spectrum of FIFA players, everybody has a stamina downgrade. So Davies, I'd probably buy to emulate their run against Barcelona. Roussillon, you can stay in your team for a while if coins are an issue. So my picks are Alton, Schulz, and Roussillon. Alton, you know, the pace, that's more important. Right backs, same logic and key stats. For right backs, you can't go wrong with an Arias or Laimer. Mukiele looks more like a defensive beast, you know, 6'2". He looks like more of a center back, but you know, I'm not super convinced on how he'll fare attack wise. As Zebu's, more defensive fullback too, who can be a little bit clunky if you look at his dribbling stats, but has crazy recovery pace, so something to keep in mind. Ultimately, Mbabu's the dude you want who's good at everything. Arias and Mbabu are my picks for right back. For CDMs again, also for left backs, I didn't mention Guerrero because I felt like he fits in that kind of a weird position, not super fast for like a fullback, not that great for like a wingback too, and not super good as like a winger too because of the pace and finishing, I think. So in my opinion, I think he does well as a CDM or a CM, you know, because he's just good everywhere, but doesn't have the relevant pace for playing on the flanks. CDMs, again, at least high 60s or 70s pace. Beyond the fence, you want them to be comfortable on the ball, so you don't really need shooting unless you play 4-2-3-1 and one of them roams forward, which is a very important thing that a lot of people did with Hullet last year. Delaney for cheap, and Laimer is really meta. But Witzel's he's a great CDM in real life, but I don't think 63 pace cuts the mustard on this game, if I'm being really honest. My picks, Laimer is insane value. He's really meta. Witzel's Laimer again with basic cam. Whoa, Laimer's with basic cam. Delaney can suffice. Zakaria is probably most OP, but from a football fan perspective, Kimmich is such a dream to play with. Center mids, box to box, almost the same stats as like a fullback. Hear me out, but the pace doesn't have to be that far, like 90, and the shooting has to be much better if you're a center mid. Tolisso for a starter, he does okay. Sabitzer I really like for 3-star, 4-star for mid, but he's more like a cam, you know, has high work rates, which is great for a CM or an attacking minded DM. Anchor or basic should be okay playing depending on your playstyle, but take note he's not that much of a defensive minded center mid. Ambre Chan's a great DM. On the other hand, on the opposite spectrum with a shadow, Goretzka's the best all-rounder, but keep in mind for storyline Sabitzer, the guy's an 89 rated center forward with finisher, and with a basic looks really delicious. So moving on from there, we have Tolisso, Sabitzer, and probably go Goretzka until we get Sabitzer in the storyline if you're picking him. Cam's pace is more important. Finishing, shot passing, and vision are key. A 4-star weak foot is preferable, and Kuku's great for starter. Kuna can dribble, but I think if you're a cam, you'll need 83 shot passing, pre-cam boost, you know, with Brandt and Reus. I'd probably compare them with Hunter, but Reus is 67 stamina. Look how they massacred our boy. Top foot didn't comment. Brandt has to be that guy then for Hunter at cam. So yeah, just Brandt, and Kunku. Muller, the more romantic option, but I guess Nkunku has to do. I don't really like Kunha for passing wise. Wingers, 90 pace at least, and great dribbling. It's about movement here. It's about when to accelerate, when to cut in, when to do your skill, when to explode. Diaby has 4-star skills, but 2-star weak foot makes him one-dimensional to shoot. I'd go for Thorgan for a more patient build-up. But explosiveness wise, Bailey with that pace can be key, you know, can be really instrumental in winning you those games. Coleman and Costa, take your pick. Do you want more accurate finishing with Coleman, or do you want a more sensational, agile dribbling, but kind of weird finishing stats of Costa? Personally, I go for Coleman for the safe route, though I'll miss the flip-flaps with Costa. It's really not that comparable here. It's really about what you value. If you're not that good at skills, you might as well just go for Klostermann. Sane is the best pick of the bunch by far. With a finisher, he looks immaculate, extra sprinkly, 11-10 afro, one of the best players I've used in FIFA Ultimate Team for rare gold. I used the shit out of him in FIFA 19. He was so good at that specific position. I know with 4-star, 3-star, it doesn't matter. He's perfect for that position. Arteta things, man. Yeah, so we're gonna go with Thorgan or Bailey for the cheaper options. I'll go for Coleman, but something in my heart tells me that, you know, Costa could be really fun. And Sane, of course, you know, the dream if you have the coins. Going on from there, right wing, same logic. You don't have much to choose from for a cheap level, so I think it's Bellarabi or bust for this. Slap a finisher, 4-star, 3-star, easily the best starter right wing for you. Gnabry has kind of weird sprint speed, which makes me want to just go back to Bellarabi, so you have to put a hunter on him to get that sprint speed to 86 to make him usable. Great finishing with 4-star, 4-star. Great dribbling and good passing. Sancho, the $100 million man, 17 assists. Put a hunter on him as well, and he has great finishing. But it's the rest that makes him stand out. You know, 88 base passing, very good for a winger. Almost 90 plus in all dribbling stats with that 5-star skills. So can you imagine, you know, you're doing elasticos and the agile dribbling trading skills with Sancho's passing stats and with that hunter to boost that pace. You have that clinical separation, you know, whenever you're doing your skills in the right place at the right time. So going on from here, we have Bellarabi, Gnabry, and Sancho. Those are my picks for different price brackets. Finally, the strikers. Agility to move inside the box and squeeze and shoot in different angles. That's key. In that regard, Reus could probably do well as a striker better than a Cam, as he did in the previous section. But Hwang and Rashika are your basics. They do well with finisher. Haland the meme god at 3-star, but it gets better. 91 strength to hold off your opponents, 67 hitting accuracy, but that 6'4" frame should enable you to convert chances that are reasonable and more mildly clear when they are aerial balls. Agility is not my thing, you know, the low agility in this card, but I can see people having a lot of fun with Haland. Lewandowski, best striker in the world right now, best player in the world right now, there I say. Super reliable. You gotta use 100 of him with that 99 finishing and positioning, great shot passing, great reactions and dribbling stats. The strength is great as well of an 86. I wish his stamina was higher, but it looks like he has 85 hitting accuracy too. This guy has just so many weapons in his disposal, like an MMA style. He's like Tony Ferguson, you know, Wing Chun dummies. I feel like you could possibly even play him at cabin game with an engine. I don't think that's may not even be the worst idea. Probably still go for Leroy versus inform Haland because of that weak foot and how important I know in this game it is. So, but I don't really think the inform Leroy is even that much of a big of a difference from the first one. Maybe the second or third inform will be better, but here it is for now. And then here we go with the squad builders. So for the starter squad, it's about 27,000, 30,000. We have Bailey and Bellarabi on the flanks, Hwang in the central striking position. We have Sabitzer and Laimer holding down the fort with Nkunku in RB Leipzig. Midfield, we have Ailton and Laimer as the fullbacks, Akanji and Konate, and Trapp at the back. For a mid-tier squad, we have Haaland, Coleman, and Gnabry as our attack. Brandt, Laimer, and Kimmich. Kimmich could possibly be replaced with Zakaria. This team costs about 300k, with Arias and Schulz holding on the flank, with Klostermann and Hernandez in the centerback position with Galashi behind. If you're feeling really good, and if you have the coins, look no further than Sane, Lewandowski, and Sancho, of course. You know, Sancho with that Hunter camp style, I think. Yeah. Everyone with a camp style. Neuer at the back, Inform, Upamecano, or normal Upamecano and Klostermann, and Alaba, Davies, and Mbabu if Davies too expensive with Sion, normal Sabitzer, or Storyline Sabitzer, Zakaria, and Kimmich. Again, Storyline Sabitzer is someone that you have to work towards to get, so yeah. And then Sane and Sancho and this team would cost about 700,000, which is a lot, in the start of FIFA. And yeah, there we have it. So finished with all the squad builders. If you want to subscribe, comment, and like, it would help the channel a lot. And yeah, comment down in the section below what video do you want me to do next. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.